Sony and Marvel have just confirmed that the title of the upcoming Spider-Man movie will indeed be Spider-Man Homecoming. Now, this was confirmed last night by Tom Rothman, the CEO of Sony. I believe he's the CEO, or he's like the president of Sony, or something like that. He's in charge of all this. He replaced Amy Pascal. Um, and he confirmed that apparently at a press release. And apparently after that, Marvel posted something on Twitter confirming that this is the title, Spider-Man: Homecoming. Now we already knew that they were considering this at the very least because Sony registered last week. Sony registered the domain Spider-Man Homecoming, and if you type that in to your search box, spidermanhomecoming.com or something like that, if you typed in spidermanhomecoming.com, it redirected to the official Sony website. Um, and they also registered a bunch of other titles like Spider-Man Suspended, Spider-Man Greatness Awaits, Spider-Man Coming of Age. But the most popular one, which was the first one that came out, was Spider-Man Homecoming. Um, Now the thing is, a lot of people have been upset about this move. A lot of people don't want it to be called Spider-Man Homecoming. They think it's a bad idea. Um, Now, a lot of people were hoping it would be called Spider-Man: The New Avenger. Now, here's my thing. I've never been a big fan of the title idea, Spider-Man: The New Avenger, mainly because it doesn't describe Spider-Man in any way. I mean, yes, he's a new Avenger, but Black Panther's a new Avenger, and what's her name? Scarlet Witch is a new Avenger. So, I mean, you might as well. It's not specific enough. I mean, you might as well call the movie Spider-Man subtitle just some superhero. I mean, seriously. I mean, but here's the thing, though, that I'm gonna say though. I wasn't a fan of that. I do personally. I like the title Spider-Man: Homecoming because for a couple of reasons. I think it's clever. Now I talked about in the other video that I don't think it has anything to do with the comic book. Um, I think it mainly just has to do with the fact that, Spider-Man is coming home. Because remember, right after Spider-Man, they announced Spider-Man was going to be in the MCU, everybody kept trending hashtag Spidey comes home or come home Spidey or something like that. Or welcome home Spidey, or all that stuff. Um, so I think Homecoming has to do with that, but I also suggested that it might have been because, it's going to be a teen comedy, and Tom Rothman has already confirmed that both of those reasons are the reasons why the movie is titled Spider-Man: Homecoming. So look at me, predicting all this stuff. So there's that. This is all obviously but yeah, that's why part of the reason why I like the title. But here's the thing, if the movie was called Spider-Man: The New Avenger, I wouldn't go outside and say, "Oh, I'm not gonna watch this movie. I'm boycotting this movie because they came up with a crappy title." I wouldn't say that because here's the thing you've got to consider. The title doesn't affect the plot or the movie or the acting or the visual effects or the special effects in any way, shape, or form. It might affect how much money it makes, um, because if you have a good title that, kind of attracts people or that you can really market really well, that might help, people come into the theater. But that's only a small factor in, marketing. Um, but in fact, I think you could really market any movie title nowadays. Um, but um, I think that I really I just wasn't a big fan of that title. But the thing is, I think you can market a title, but the thing is that I'm getting at is that yes, it might affect the title. Probably won't have that much of an impact. Let's face it. There's going to be other factors that determine how much money the movie makes. But at the very end of the day, the title itself does not affect the overall quality of the movie. It doesn't affect whether the movie is going to be good or bad. it doesn't do that at all. Um, Also, so basically, what I'm saying is, I don't care if the title was 50 Shades of Spider-Man, because frankly, that doesn't affect the movie. I mean, the plot isn't going to suck because a title sucks. The acting isn't going to suck because a title sucks. The special effects aren't going to suck because a title sucks. Um, the villain isn't going to suck just because a title sucks. So really the title has no impact. But I do like this title. And I can understand why people don't like it, because there's never been a comic book before called Spider-Man Homecoming. You know, when Sony announced back in 2011 or 2010 that the title of their first Spider-Man reboot with Andrew Garfield was going to be titled The Amazing Spider-Man, nobody was surprised because it was based off of a comic book called The Amazing Spider-Man. Um, but um, with Spider-Man Homecoming, there's never been, a comic book called that. Um, but the thing is, um, a lot of people have been saying that, obviously Sony. I like to make jokes about the fact that I was on the typical nerdcast the other day, and we were making jokes about the fact that Spider-Man: Homecoming, it kind of indicates that Marvel is taking inspiration from all the people who make Spider-Man fan films, because a lot of Spider-Man fan films will be called Spider-Man subtitle. But here's the thing I like about Spider-Man's Homecoming: it's unique and it's simple. When you have a fan film with a subtitle like Spider-Man subtitle, which most fan films do for Spider-Man, usually, but not mine, but usually, um, the subtitle will be something like Spider-Man, Protector of the Universe, or something big and triumphant, or heroic, or anything like that, or Spider-Man, the most heroic man on Earth, or something like that, or Spider-Man heroic. Usually, a lot of them have age or something like that. They'll have the word age in their subtitle, but Spider-Man doesn't have this title doesn't have that in there. Um, it's just Spider-Man: Homecoming. It's not Spider-Man, the world's most heroic, bravest man. It's just Spider-Man: Homecoming. So it's very simple. It's simple and to the point, which is what I like about it. And I want this to be a simple movie. I believe Kevin Feige or somebody said in an interview that this was going to be sort of like an indie film. Um, I think that's what they should go for. I've always wanted to see Spider-Man almost be like an indie, teen comedy. Um, and I think that could really work with him, with Spider-Man. And I think that's great. And I think, this just goes to show, this title just goes to show that, we're probably going to get a very big, well, but not very big, the opposite of very big, a very simple, a very subtle Spider-Man movie. So yeah, I don't mind the title. I'm really digging it. Tell me in the comment section below, though, what you guys think of the title Spider-Man Homecoming, and I'm out.